How long will it take you to get a government contract and get money coming in your door? From the time you first learn about a government contract to the time you actually get paid. How long is it? The timeline has 4 parts, and in this video, we'll go over each one so you'll know what to expect. The first is the period from when you first hear about an upcoming contract to when the government actually issues the solicitation to obtain bids for the work. And it's not unusual for this period to be 3 or 6 months or even more. Lots of people ignore this period, but really it's the most important time for you. That's because during this period, you can actually influence the government's acquisition strategy. You do this by responding to a sources sought notice and by meeting with government personnel to let them know you have a solution to their need and the benefits of your approach. If you have a particular socioeconomic status, say you're HubZone certified, you can ask them to set the contract aside for HubZone business. It's even possible you could persuade them to skip the competition and give the contract directly to your company. You might learn about the upcoming contract through your networking or the acquisition forecast the government posts online at the website acquisition.gov. Or you might see a sources sought notice posted on the website sam.gov. The important thing is that during this period, you want to be talking to the government to learn as much as you can about the project, and also talking to potential teaming partners and subcontractors to build out your team. The next step is when the solicitation is issued and you prepare and submit your bid. The first thing to do when looking at a solicitation is look at the proposal due date. So here's a current solicitation. It was issued August 16th and offers are due August 30th. And it's important to understand that proposal due date is firm. In fact, I always submit early because I've seen many times companies spend lots of time preparing their proposal, and then at the last minute they run into computer glitches that prevent them from submitting the proposal on time. And note, the government doesn't give you a lot of time to prepare your proposal, and that's why it's so important to use that time in the pre-solicitation phase to line up your team so you're ready to respond by the due date. Third, how long does it take them to award the contract? Once you've submitted your proposal, then the government starts its evaluation process. And this could take days or weeks or even many months. It depends on the size and complexity of the procurement, the product or service being procured, and even the agency that's issuing the contract. A small contract to a service-disabled veteran-owned business can be done quickly, whereas the billion-dollar contracts we read about in the papers, they can take a year or more. So if you get asked to be a subcontractor on a proposal for a billion-dollar contract, that's great, but you need to plan for a long wait. Typically, the solicitation will tell you their planned timeline. Now, that's a plan, it's not a guarantee, and things get delayed for lots of different reasons, but you'll know the timeline they're working to. For example, let's take another look at that current solicitation where the proposals are due on August 30th. It says that the period of performance is anticipated to be September 28th to August 31st. It also says this contract also has 4 one-year option periods and a 6-month option to extend services. So that lets you know that their plan is to award the contract in time for you to start work on September 28th, 4 weeks after you submitted your proposal. And also, the successful bidder could potentially have this contract for over 5 years. That's a thing about government contracts. It can take a long time to get a contract, but often, once you're in, you're in. Finally, you've been awarded the contract. How long until you get paid? Well, the payment procedures and timing will be specified in your contract, and they won't be a surprise to you. You'll have that information in the solicitation when you prepare your bid. You might receive payment for each milestone or progress payments or payments after you complete your deliveries. Now, I know many of you do services, and for service contracts, often you'll be paid monthly. Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up, and as always, if you have any questions, post them in the comments below the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.